I can't stand that I have now gotten to the age where the shows that I grew up with are now being rebooted. It's not supposed to work that way. Wait, the Ben 10 reboot already ended? Wait, I'm balding? What do you mean taxes are a real thing? Here we are, Cosmo's like 6th birth into the Nickelodeon pipeline. The Fairly Oddparents is notably known as Nick's #2 cartoon, a show that got canceled and brought back again and again. A show that introduced new characters to only be forgotten a season later. If you're anything like me, then you have watched countless downfall videos of not only the Fairly Oddparents, but also the creator Butch Hartman. Oh, Axis is gonna happen. I feel it in my wallet. No matter the opinion you have on the Fairly Oddparents, you can't deny that the show was pretty special in its first half. Dude, it's one half of the greatest crossover in anything ever. Endgame can join Black Widow if it's gonna try to compete with. So after many years of trying to keep a show afloat, then a final cancellation, we got the newest and most different part of the Fairly Oddparents universe, Fairly Oddparents: A New Wish. This is gonna spoil the first episode, not like I'm spoiling No Way Home, but I don't know if anyone is dying to watch a discussion video then watch the episode expecting to go in knowing nothing. First episode is entitled Fly Part 1 and 2. First spoiler here, Part 1 and 2 makes no sense. This is just an episode, literally nothing signifies that this is split into 2 different parts. We're hit with the new theme song and a clear taste of the new style. Fairly Oddparents' original theme song is a hell of a tune, so many songs were bangers. I would seriously go to an NSYNC concert and scream at the top of my lungs for them to sing Shiny Teeth. Do it! Shiny Teeth! Bet you won't! The Chloe season changed the theme to fit Chloe and it seems like a fever dream. The quality is so bad, the charm is gone, and adding the visuals just show that the original show ran for too long. A New Wishes theme has an extreme high and an extreme low theme to be compared to, and poof, I think the theme is really good here. Once again, it is a new version of the original theme that is telling the story of our new lead Hazel. Theme is a jam, it's much higher quality than Chloe's and still sets itself apart from the original. These visuals are wicked here too. I really dig the style this is going with. Why is it sad that a TV show has more visual style and suave than animated movies nowadays? For real, a great CGI jump of the original style. If I had to complain a little bit about the visuals, it's that it's a bit dark. Like, it doesn't pop as much as the original, but I'm sure it will grow on me. Now, this statement isn't a complaint, more of like a sticky note. The textures remind me of Fanboy and Chum Chum sometimes, which makes my mind rotate 45 degrees while analyzing. Speaking of rotating, y'all want to see something really weird? What the hell is that? The original style isn't even really gone. We see a lot of pictures with the old style, and even the title card for the episode is done in the old style, which is a really dope idea. I admire the crew for that. So instead of Timmy, we follow Hazel, a 10-year-old little girl who has the inverse teeth of Timmy. She just moved into an apartment in, I think, Philadelphia with her therapist mom and science teacher dad. Her older brother and best friend just moved to college as well.
Do you have a little girlfriend? How tall are you? Is this your house?
No.
The basic plot of the original was that Timmy's parents were neglectful and Vicky was on Epstein's island, so that's why Timmy was granted fairy godparents. Hazel's situation is that she is the new kid at school. Her therapist mom thinks she is listening and being a great parent, but in actuality, she isn't listening to Hazel at all. Her dad is basically on the same level and listening to Hazel, but his shtick is more Crocker-esque.
Fairy godparent! Fairy godparent! Fairy godparent!
The guy's not batshit crazy, he just says he's really interested in creatures, ghosts, and unknown things, obviously setting up future conflicts with Cosmo and Wanda. Ring a bell? You know, like that other Butch Hartman show, Danny Phantom, where he's a ghost and his parents are ghost hunters? Does this solidify that Timmy is Danny Phantom? Hazel's parents aren't as idiotic as Timmy's parents. Not to say I don't think Timmy's parents are hilarious, but Hazel seemed like good people with some issues. These feel more like real parents than Timmy's did, for better or for worse. We don't get anything about Hazel's older brother other than the fact that he just moved to college and he is Hazel's best friend, as I realized I just already said. Now we get to Cosmo and Wanda and their place in Hazel's life. This is the first instance of what is going on here. Okay, so Cosmo and Wanda poof into humans and introduce themselves to Hazel and her family as their next door neighbors? Well, and stick with me on this, apparently Cosmo and Wanda have been retired for a while after being fairy godparents for 10,000 years. We get a montage of all the kids Cosmo and Wanda have been fairies for, cavemen, Obama. No Timmy though. Odd. This montage happens later in the episode, but it's important to bring up now. Cosmo and Wanda didn't seem to be looking to come out of retirement until they see Hazel trying to run away to see her brother after his flight gets canceled. She's heartbroken and says the magic word. Then Cosmo and Wanda can't contain their magic anymore and they magic her up into a fly, hence the title of the episode. Welcome to the really short commercial break. What up, Bubble Butts? I just want to promote my latest video, why it's all downhill after Coraline. And if you're into animation or movies, then be sure to like and sub for more videos. I'm not Matt Pat, no one is, and this is stupid to be a college student analyzing the Fairly Oddparents reboot.
You are one creepy adult.
But what is the timeline here? There are a lot of nods to Timmy, but they won't actually just say his name.
Jonathan?
The first one I remember was when Cosmo was talking about how he had never been to space, then 5 stills from the OG show pop up on screen showing all the times Cosmo, Wanda, and Timmy were in space. Straight up showed us the buck-toothed boy. Okay, so this is like literal proof that they had Timmy, right? Then a moment later, Hazel runs onto a bus where old stinky Timmy is driving it. It ends up being a film set for the Crimson Chin's Infinity War knockoff. References like this aren't funny. And there's nothing more to it than him just being there. This may be Timmy, it may not be, I don't know. We got a few different adult versions of Timmy, but I most definitely do not want this to be our Timmy. It better be nothing more than a nod to the OG's first episode where Timmy wishes he was older. Actually, apparently one of the showrunners came out and said that this was not supposed to be Timmy, just a kind of a nod. Another thing that kind of bends my brain is Hazel's classmates. So the main person we meet from her school is her bully, a rich kid who tried to put her in her place as the new kid. We also get a quick scene of 2 nerdier girls who I bet will be her best friends and another kid who does ASMR videos. A lot of the humor in the episode didn't really land, some stuff did, and I am a grown man now, but what kid is gonna find social media things funny? Am I just that old now, or what's going on? I bring up the ASMR kid because his bit was probably the funniest in the entire episode. He makes a bowl of SpaghettiOs and whispers like, "Oh man, that's the stuff, as he moved the noodles around. Okay, so back to the rich kid. The rich bully kid has 2 drones that I can see being the contrast to Cosmo and Wanda. Cool, whatever, but why does every single freaking kid show and movie have drones in them now? They're cool, but what kid is gonna be like, holy crap, mom, did you see that kid have a drone? Wasn't that so funny / cool, intriguing to my child mind, mother? Get these bland drones out of here." What? But the rich bully tells Hazel that his father is a very rich man. Pretty sure he's just the jerk Steve Jobs, and his grandfather is
Doug Dimmadome? The owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
Not right.
Not right?
That's right. Doug Dimmadome. Dimmadome. Dimsdale Dome. Dale Dimsdale Dimmadome.
I had to pants myself. I was so damn flabbergasted by this. You're telling me that the sweatshop kid from this episode ended up being a jackass Steve Jobs? Sure, whatever. At the very least, this adds to the timeline. Doug Dimmadome's kid was only a few years older than Timmy in that original episode, so that means Timmy is definitely an adult by now. Okay, so that means Timmy has been separate from Cosmo and Wanda for years now, but why won't they just say it? Then when Hazel accepts Cosmo and Wanda as her fairies, they agree in Cosmo and Wanda's apartment. The apartment is in fairy world, but has a door to her apartment building. The thing is that they say living in this apartment is way better than living in that fishbowl for 20 years. Then Wanda says it was actually 7 years as they point to a framed pictures of Timmy's room. Kind of weird to have a child's like just empty bedroom on your wall as 2 retired people, but okay, whatever. Okay, I feel like I can kind of see the timeline a bit better, but why will they just not say Timmy's name? Are we saying that they were with Timmy for 7 years, or are we referring to that it's been 7 years since the ending of the OG show? Because Timmy would be 17 then, right? But if we go with the fact that Timmy wished to be a kid forever, then where are we, or are we not, or did I not pay attention enough? I don't hate that they aren't mentioning Sparky or Chloe, but Chloe is the more odd one to not mention. But the biggest what choice was to not say anything about Poof at all.
What? You applaud that?
He's only saying his name! That's all he ever says!
I love Poof. I think he was a fine addition to the show, but is he an adult now? If we go off the timeline, then he would be still like a teenager, maybe a kid, maybe a young adult by now. When does Timmy become Danny? I'm just kidding, I don't believe that crap. Okay, timeline's building, timeline's building. Damn it, can they just not do the nods to Timmy? I would rather just them address everything since we last saw them. Can Matt Pat figure out how the live action shows fit into this also? Obviously we aren't here for Timmy callback, so for the episode itself, I think it's decent. Visuals and music are popping, and I can see the groundworks for future plots, but only for a little bit. Really, once we get settled into the show, I think it will be really hard to come up with scenarios the OG didn't already do. Butch Hartman executive produced the show, so I hope the true showrunners break out the template more. Nick is obviously trying to reclaim popular IPs like the Rugrats reboot that they canned, and I wouldn't be shocked if this show gets canned, but I hope it doesn't. Yes, I don't love it, but I want to see it stick around to be able to grow into its own thing. The OG has such a stacked cast with characters like Crocker, Vicky, and my guy, Mark Chang.
Of cow manure? Why would you waste this tasty treat on such hideous petunias? Mulch such as this is the rarest of all delicacies.
I want to see these characters come back or the new side characters bring more life into the show. I don't care for the bully. He's the only side character we got a pretty decent sized taste of. Francis is an outdated bully, but he's also a timeless bully. The crew went the homecoming route and changed the bully into what bullies look more like today, the rich kid. I don't mind it, but we had Remy in the OG with that kind of fit that bill already. Vicky probably could have had kids by now. Would have been cool if her kid was Hazel's bully and Hazel can find that Vicky is a jerk to her and that's why she's a jerk. Then they could be friends, creating more hijinks, especially with Cosmo and Wanda being there.
Dictator week. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do next.
Mrs. Obama, get down!
I think those would be fun ideas, but I also hope that just new characters come in and change all the dynamics. Okay, so I'm not just saying this because they are the same race, but I think it would have been cool if Hazel was AJ's daughter. Her dad is already a science guy. We could easily just put AJ in his spot while keeping the new trait. Maybe he had a failed business because fairies interfered with it, so that is why he became a science teacher, but also wants to capture these fairies. That would be an excuse for Timmy to come in every now and then. Timmy pulls an Andy and leaves Cosmo and Wanda with Hazel, kind of going off the live action setup. Or AJ could even be a single dad who has to work a lot, so Cosmo and Wanda help with Hazel whenever Timmy maybe is like babysitting for Hazel, or just he gives them to Hazel. I don't want the show to continue to do straight up references to Timmy without acknowledging him. I want my closure with Timmy, then maybe he can pop up every now and then, but I want Hazel to have her time to shine. She reminds me a lot of Timmy. She seems nicer, but kind of has that sarcastic side. Especially all the kids that are just now starting to watch this probably don't really know who Timmy is, so a lot of these things are really random. Damn, we could have even had Poof get his first kid, and that's a plot for the new show. I don't know, what do y'all think? I think I kind of confused myself a little bit writing this script. I don't want Cosmo and Wanda to almost act as if they don't speak of Timmy, because the way that they were treating Timmy in this was very weird.
Wrong! The nigga chin!
Like and subscribe, TheShoogyShoo.